This week on Beacon Web News, we check out the Adams Thunderfest. Then we get the inside scoop on the decrease in admission this past year. We also hear from Tom Bernard's first State of the City address as mayor of North Adams. And we meet the Outdoors Club for this week's club feature. That's coming up on Beacon Web News. Hello and welcome to the February 28th episode of Beacon Web News. I'm Maggie Allen. First, let's send it over to Claire Harrison at BWN's Weather Center for a weather preview. What can we expect for the weather this week, Claire?
Well, Maggie, you might want to pack your umbrella this week as it'll be a cloudy and rainy one, but I'll be back with your full 7-day forecast in a bit.
Thanks, Claire. Tomorrow, March 1st, MCLA's Green Living Seminar will continue. The topic of the seminar will focus on using forest models to guide sustainable forestry practices. The seminar will be hosted by Charles Canham from the Carey Institute of Ecosystem Studies and will take place in the Center for Science and Innovation Room 121 at 5:30 p.m. Ocean Vuong, award-winning writer and author of Night Sky Without Exit Wounds, will be visiting MCLA for Evening of Poetry. The reading will take place March 1st at 7 p.m. in Murdoch 218. Following the reading will be a Q&A with Vuong as well as a book signing. This is a great opportunity to meet a noted young author who is already making his name for himself in the literary world. This past weekend, Adams had their annual Thunderfest. The day was filled with food, music, and drinks. BWN's Andrew Strout was there to get a look at the wintry fun.
Here at Thunderfest, food and music lovers are gathered for a lively Saturday afternoon. Held at the Adams Visitor Center, Thunderfest is an annual festival that residents are always looking forward to. Taking place rain or shine, Thunderfest hosts local food vendors like Cliff's Smoking Backyard Barbecue in the Visitor Center parking lot to sell hamburgers and hot dogs, and festival goers can warm up inside and vote for their favorite chowder in the annual chowder competition.
It's a great community involvement, and I love interacting with everybody here and enjoying some good beer and some good food and talking with the local vendors.
Guests were able to try out craft brews and fine wines from Balderdash Cellars and Bright Ideas Brewery. Other vendors were able to sell their wares, such as the clothing store LuLaRoe.
I sell LuLaRoe, which is a very comfortable clothing line for women, children, and men. I've been selling it for 2 years, and I've been doing Thunderfest for 2 years now.
After grabbing a bite to eat, visitors were able to enjoy live music from the new band and crowd favorite, Elizabeth Young and the Restless Hearts. And for the kids, many fun and games were put on by the Adams Youth Center, such as rubber duck fishing. For the first time at Thunderfest, the Berkshire Scenic Railway Museum recreated the snow train from the 1930s that guests were able to ride from Adams to North Adams and back.
For the Thunderfest, usually the train rides are an hour, 1 hour. Father worked for the Boston and Maine Railroad. Yeah, he was a track inspector in the Hoosick Tunnel.
The music sure is thundering down the street in the city of Adams. For Beacon Web News, I'm Andrew Strout.
This Saturday, March 3rd, a new exhibit will open at Mass MoCA, titled The Lure of the Dark. The exhibit will explore different artists' interpretations of the darkness and nighttime. For more information, visit massmoca.org/event/The Lure of the Dark. Make sure to catch the fine and performing arts production of Rhinoceros, a cautionary tale about an epidemic that turns the people of a small town into rhinos. Showings are Friday and Saturday, March 2nd and 3rd at 8 p.m. and Sunday, March 4th at 2 p.m. Tickets and more information are available online at mcla.ticketleap.com/rhinoceros. The school application and enrollment process is in full swing right now, but compared to this time last year, applications are down even as the school tries various initiatives to increase enrollment. Matt Mears has more on the story.
While it may be the middle of the spring semester, many of those here at MCLA are always looking forward to the fall. This is especially true for those here at admissions, as they work to bring in Fall 2018's new students. And if the numbers have anything to tell us, it's that total applications are down from what they were at this time last year. The MCLA Fall 2018 profile is sent weekly to various departments across campus for academic planning purposes. The most recent February 23rd update shows MCLA has received about 200 less applications than at this time last year, which is a 9% drop. BWN spoke with College Director of Admission Gina Puck, who attributes this drop to nationwide trends.
Most areas across the United States, and particularly the Northeast, where we're recruiting from, have been hit particularly hard. So Massachusetts, New York, Connecticut have all seen sort of an 8% or so decline in graduating high school seniors over the last 5 to 7 years, and that'll continue probably for another 2 to 3 years before we start to see another upswing. And this means that there are just less and less students to go around to sort of fill entering first year classes in a lot of institutions.
The college acceptance rate, however, is on a significant rise, from the high 50s to a current rate in the mid 60% range. This calculates into an 11% increase across the 2 school years. We asked Gina Puck if this signaled a college concern to make up for less applicants.
We've seen a slight dip in applications this year, but it's mostly attributed to international students. So this is a trend that's happening across the country because there's a perception internationally that our policies may not be as friendly to international students, with the Trump administration. The interesting thing, though, about our applicant pool is those international students, for whatever reason, never turn into full applications. A lot of those students still have missing pieces of paperwork in any given year. And so because we've seen less international applications, that's one of the reasons our accept rate has driven up.
Student ethnicity statistics, as provided in the College Fact Book, however, indicate that international students account for less than 1% of the college population on a yearly basis. None of this is to say, however, that all is unwell. The college is frequently conducting any number of new and interesting recruiting techniques throughout the year.
Right now we have students doing a program called Design Your Own Day. It's one of our newer initiatives that we started a couple years ago, where incoming seniors or transfer students can sign up for a day online and they pick every activity that they want to do. Everything from a formal admissions tour that runs out of the admissions office to sitting in on classes with some of our faculty in a major that they're interested in, maybe having lunch with one of our ambassadors or another student on campus. We've had students attend theater performances, athletic events, things.
It's important to note that admissions is a continuing process and final numbers will not be available until the May 1st deposit deadline, so only time will tell the final results over these next few months. For Beacon Web News, I'm Matt Mears.
Thanks, Matt. Tonight, February 28th, the Multicultural Resource Center will be showing a screening of the film Higher Learning. The movie is about people from different walks of lives whose lives changed during their freshman year at Columbus University. Eventually, they find out what the meaning of education is on a college campus. Check out the whole film tonight in Sullivan Lounge at 7 p.m. Snacks will be provided. Saturday, March 3rd, North Adams native CJ Field will be performing at Mass Mocha. He's a chart-topping songwriter who has an edgy rock style. If soul music is your thing, this performance will be perfect for you. His guitar show will begin at 8 p.m. Make sure to get tickets fast, as seats are limited. For more information, visit massmocha.org. On Monday, March 5th, the Queer Student Union is teaming up with the Elizabeth Freeman Center for an event to talk about domestic violence and the effects and reality of it. It is intended for anyone, survivors, victims, and allies. Stop by at 8 p.m. in Sullivan Lounge for this helpful discussion. Mayor Tom Bernard made his State of the City address this past week, the first such speech by a North Adams mayor in X years. Karen Canella has the recap.
In Mayor Bernard's State of City address, he states the city will be granted $1.2 million from state funding towards the design and engineering of new public safety buildings.
With advocacy from my administration as well as that of the previous administration, and with ongoing support from Senator Hines and Representative Barrett and our legislative delegation, the City of North Adams is in line to receive $1.2 million in capital bond funding from the state.
Mayor Bernard also plans to attract future investors to North Adams by making repairs to local infrastructure issues.
The Projects we have underway and planned in the community have the potential to make North Adams attractive to investors and to offer them the promise of a great return on their investment.
This is Bernard's first elected position. He was voted as mayor of North Adams last November. Now let's head over to Claire for this week's weather.
I'm Claire Harrison, and this is your 7-day forecast. Today we'll see a high of 56 and a low of 38. We'll see some sun, but it'll be hiding behind clouds for a majority of the day. Tomorrow we'll have a high of 52 and a low of 37, and this is where you're going to want to bring out that umbrella because we'll be having some showers in the afternoon. Friday, the temperatures will start to dip with a high of 41 and a low of 30. Again, bring that umbrella because we'll see rain and snow showers throughout the afternoon and evening. The colder weather continues into the weekend with temperatures around 40 degrees. Rain is not expected, but it will be overcast, so there's always a possibility. Coming up on Monday, it'll still be chilly, but at least we'll start to get some sun. That won't last for long, though, as Tuesday and Wednesday of next week we'll get some more rain and snow showers with highs in the low 40s and lows in the low 30s. That's it for your 7-day forecast. Back to you, Maggie.
For Beacon Web News Weekly Club feature, Karina Matera caught up with the Outdoors Club.
The Outdoors Club is a small, friendly group of students who travel around to explore places in New England. Wherever they plan on heading to, they set out in vans for a trip. According to faculty advisor David Eve, the students pick where they want to go, and he takes them there. He's been the advisor now for roughly 10 to 12 years.
The Outdoors Club is an opportunity for MCLA students to get out and explore the mountains and trails all over the White Mountains, Green Mountains, and the Berkshires.
Whatever the students want to eat, they figure out how to make it. They will often cook their meals over a fire and have made meals before in the wilderness, such as lasagna.
And those trips focus around food. Food is really important in the outdoors. If life's too short not to eat well.
If you're thinking about joining this club on a trip but don't have any experience or equipment, don't worry. The Outdoors Club requires no experience, and for all the winter activities, outdoor gear is provided. David Eve and the students involved encourage new faces to join them on these trips and try out the adventures and gear. For Beacon Web News, I'm Karina Matera.
An Adams man has been arraigned on charges relating to the death of 85-year-old Teresa Marby, which was the result of a hit-and-run last Friday. At 9:30 a.m., store co-owner David Suki Jr. was backing out of Oasis Liquor Store when he struck Marby, knocking her to the ground. According to the police report, Suki then put the car in drive and drove over her, causing trauma to her head and chest. Marby was pronounced dead shortly after at the North Adams campus of Berkshire Medical Center. According to the police report, Suki took a series of systematic steps to mislead the police and impede the investigation. Suki was released on $25,000 bail, and a pretrial hearing is scheduled for March 19th. The Berkshire Mall had its power restored last Friday morning after its second blackout in 5 weeks. Mike Cohen, the mall owner, said that the shopping center was closed as a precaution due to fire alarms not working because of the lack of electrical power. At this point, the mall is open and functional, though many tenants have already left the building since Cohen bought the complex in 2016. That's it for this week's episode. To stay up to date with all things BWN, you can follow us on social media. As always, thank you for watching. I'm Maggie Allen, and we'll see you next week.